Joining me now with more on Hezbollah's latest threats against Israel, former National Security Advisor and Research Fellow at both the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security and at the Jewish Institute for the National Security of America, Major General Reserves Yaakov Amidror. Major General, thank you very much for being with us. Now, what do you make of Nasrallah's statements? And, who are they more intended for, Israelis or Lebanese?
I think that most of all for Nasrallah today, number one priority is to gain back his legitimacy in Lebanon. The Lebanese understood that the bad situation of their state, the fact that they have less electricity per day in Beirut than in Gaza Strip, they have to thank Hezbollah and Nasrallah, who is the leader of Hezbollah. And now Nasrallah tried to gain back the legitimacy by saying, I'm defending your interest. I will not let the Israelis to take gas from the sea when you cannot take it. We are in the middle of negotiations led by the United States of America. And if there will be an agreement, he will say, it's only because of me. It's the best agreement that could achieve, only thanks to my efforts and the fact that I was ready to defend Lebanon. Well, so if there will not be an agreement, then the decision will be very, in the Israeli side, should be continue to take the gas from this place, or to begin to take the gas from this place to explode the Karish, or not. My recommendation would be, if the Americans will say we cannot reach an agreement, Israel should continue with its plan.
Well, so how involved in these negotiations, in the gas field negotiations, is Hezbollah, and are the Lebanese people largely believing this rhetoric? Do they believe Nasrallah when he says he's defending their interests?
I think that Nasrallah lost the trust of many Lebanese. Lebanese that in the past really believe that Nasrallah is promoting, helping, guarding the interest of Lebanon. Now, many Lebanese understand that it is not the issue for Nasrallah, it's Nasrallah and Hezbollah and not Lebanon. And he is ready to prevent any agreement shown by someone as kind of normalization with Israel, than to allow Lebanon to flourish based on the money which might come from the explorations in the sea.
So how seriously should Israel then be taking these statements, these threats? Is it the usual bluster, political, pandering for the Lebanese, or is there something more? Is Israel close to confrontation with Hezbollah?
So here again, logically, it should not promote a war against Israel. He should not initiate a war against Israel, because he will get such a blow that he will be surprised again, more than in 2006. But I cannot guarantee that will be the attitude of Nasrallah. He might think that he has some cards that we don't know about, and he will try to blackmail Israel, and that might lead to a war. So the army should be very well prepared to really put a date saying this is the date to which we are preparing ourselves. These are all the items that the item project that we have to make and to fulfill and to be sure that it is 100% ready. That is the army. At the same time, with any connection, the government should continue with the Americans' diplomatic efforts, because there is no logic in going to a war on an area that there is a lot of very, very, I'll say on the other side negatively, there is very few gaps between what Lebanon is demanding and Israel is willing to give.
All right, now the IDF censors recently confirmed for publication that Israel uses armed drones in cross-border warfare. The censors said that revealing this bears no impact on operational capability. But is that all there is to it, or is there maybe a psychological warfare, portion of it against Hezbollah and others in the region?
No, I think the Hezbollah knows it very well. had an experience during the years, and they know that Israel has this capability. I don't think that it is changing any assessment of any of our enemies. It is known all around the world.
All right, Major General Yaakov Amidror, thank you so much again for joining us.
You're most welcome.
Hi everyone, it's Emmanuel Kadosh. I wanted to invite you all to subscribe to ILTV Plus, where you can find our daily news and updates about Israel. And not only that, but live feeds, entertainment, our kosher food show, and so much more. Needless to say, your subscription to ILTV Plus helps us grow and create more content while also supporting the state of Israel. Our app is available on all platforms and devices, so I'll see you guys there.